Imagine a world where your college degree is measured not by the number of books you read, but by how well you can solve a problem a local business is facing right now. That's the reality Dr. Jeremiah Shinn is trying to build at the University of Montana. And honestly, it's both exciting and terrifying. You see, universities have always been these ivory towers, places where students memorize facts and write essays about ancient philosophers. But Shinn isn't here to keep that status quo. He's here to ask, what if our colleges were more like incubators for real-world solutions? Personally, I think this shift is long overdue. We live in an economy where a degree in philosophy might not land you a job, but the ability to think critically about a tech startup's ethical dilemmas could. What makes this really interesting is how Shinn is framing the problem. It's not just about teaching students to code or manage spreadsheets. It's about bridging the gap between academia and the people who actually need those skills, Montana's businesses, communities, and industries. But here's the thing, that bridge isn't just about partnerships. It's about redefining what success looks like for a university. If you take a step back and think about it, most schools still measure success by rankings and research grants. Shinn is saying, no, let's measure it by whether our graduates can walk into a job and fix a problem. And that's not just a bold move, it's a risky one. Because if you start tailoring education to the whims of the job market, what happens when the market changes again? But maybe that's the point. Maybe the real skill isn't knowing how to do a specific task, but knowing how to adapt. One thing that immediately stands out is his focus on AI. He says machines can answer questions, but they can't think critically. And I'm like, wait, aren't we training students to be better than machines? Or are we just making sure they're not replaced by them? This raises a deeper question. In a world where AI can generate essays, write code, and even diagnose diseases, what's the value of a liberal arts education? Shinn argues it's the discernment and creativity that machines lack. But what if discernment is just another skill that can be taught? What if the real issue isn't that AI lacks critical thinking, but that we're not teaching it in a way that prepares students to outthink AI? A detail I find fascinating is how he's balancing this with program cuts. Universities are notoriously bad at letting go of outdated degrees. But Shinn is saying, we need to be ruthless. And that's terrifying for students who've invested years in a program that might be axed. But here's the catch, if we don't do this, we risk creating a generation of graduates who are trained for jobs that no longer exist. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about Montana. It's a microcosm of a global crisis. Colleges everywhere are scrambling to stay relevant. The question isn't whether Shinn's approach will work, it's whether it's even possible to keep up with a world that changes faster than a curriculum can be rewritten. And as he starts his first semester, the real test isn't just about programs or partnerships. It's about whether a university can be both a sanctuary for ideas and a factory for solutions. Because if they can't, then what's the point of going to college at all?